New Balance, new. I'll tell you what's new about it. It's new for me to do a New Balance review on the channel after, I'm going to go with 9 months of having my own sneaker channel here on YouTube. This is the first New Balance sneaker that I have reviewed for the channel. And it's doubly what's the right word for this? It's doubly surprising that I should never have reviewed New Balance for the channel, because New Balance are popping and hot and on fire here in Japan. And I don't know if that's a worldwide phenomenon. I'd really appreciate if people out there would tell me, because I'm here in Japan, in Tokyo, Japan, and everywhere I turn there are New Balance sneakers, but I don't know what it's like out there in the rest of the world. So if you're out there in the rest of the world, please tell me what it's like. Or even in somewhere else in Japan, if it's like that. If everywhere you turn, the New Balance sneakers. But that's a bit surprising that I haven't reviewed a New Balance sneaker for the channel yet. But here I am today reviewing for you the upcoming release of the New Balance 997 Red Wing. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel des Mainichi Absuru no de Mainichi Mite Kudasai. Every single day, like every single day, I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about sneakers, upcoming sneaker releases and sneaker reviews. And today, it's no different. It's the upcoming release of the Nike, holy crap, man. Can't believe I said that. And I promise, I always say this in my channels, that I leave in the mistakes, and that's a pretty big one, to say Nike, and I could easily cut it out, and I'm thinking I should, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it right in there, because what we are actually talking about is the upcoming release of the New Balance 997 Red Wing, and it's important to me for two reasons. One is that I've never reviewed a New Balance before, and the other is that New Balance are hot as anything here in Japan, so it's a big sneaker for me to be reviewing. But before we do that, this is a sneaker channel. Sneaker channels thrive and survive on subscription. So if you could hit that subscription button down below, subscribe button no less, down below, I'd surely appreciate it, so please do so. And also, as I am here in Japan, I always say at the start of my channel, man, I'm not doing well today. At the start of my videos, Toro onegaishimasu. Zehi 登録お願いします。下の赤いと白いボタンをクリックすると登録できるので、ぜひ登録お願いします。こちらにも登録という漢字がありますので、それをクリックすると登録をできます。Okay, let's have a look at these sneakers then. So the New Balance 997 Red Wings. I really don't know much about New Balance at all. And it's one of the reasons why I started a sneaker channel, was to learn about sneakers. And actually, I think it still says that if you go to the About section on my channel page. There were 4, I wrote this description at the start and had it translated into Japanese about why I started a sneaker YouTube channel. And part of it was to do with me learning about sneakers. It wasn't just about me sort of telling people out their information about sneakers. It was to give me a context, an opportunity to learn about sneakers. And that's why today I'm bringing you that New Balance, and also why tomorrow I'll be bringing you the Asics. There's a 3-pack Asics that I'll be bringing you tomorrow called the Scholar Pack, the Academic Scholar Pack. And I haven't done an Asics before for the channel, and that's just my opportunity to learn about sneakers through the channel. And that's one of the reasons why I'm happy to bring you this New Balance. I don't know much about New Balance. I do know that my mother used to wear them when she ran. She used to be a runner and run half marathons and things like that. And actually, like me, I think she'd probably say she was a jogger, not a runner. I've jogged a fair bit, but not so much running. But she used to wear New Balance when they were primarily a running shoe, but then they gained in popularity and there was a sort of lifestyle element coming into them. And she said that when they became popular, they also became uncomfortable and they started to shred her feet in a way that they hadn't done before. So to be honest, you know, with full disclosure, as they say, I've never worn a pair of New Balance, but they are insanely popular here in Japan, and everywhere you turn, it seems like everybody in Japan has at least one pair of New Balance sneakers. So when I saw that these were upcoming for the release next week, I thought, you know, that's a sneaker that I can review for the channel. So let's have a look at these guys and talk about the 3 main points that I think make this a cracking looking sneaker. And the first main point is that all suede upper in all tan. So there's two halves to that all statement. One is all suede. There is a tendency with suede sneakers not to make the entire upper suede, but to make, for example, the overlay suede and then the underlay or the panels mesh or nylon or something like that. But they've gone with an all suede upper on these guys, I think, is to the plus of the sneaker, as it were. I definitely think it's a cool effect on these guys. And it's most prominent to me on that New Balance branding on the midfoot there, which again could have been in a different material to the suede. But it's not. And equally, that's a good place to stay when we talk about the color. The all tan colorway, it would have been very easy to put a different color on that N on the side there. Maybe dark blue, that might have been good. Maybe even just straight up white would have popped right out of there, and it would have been good for their branding sense, but it might not have been good for the design of the sneaker. So I appreciate that they've actually stuck with the kind of core colorway, that tan or deep red or clay red colorway or whatever you want to call it, all the way throughout the upper. I think that's a cool feature. But there are a couple of places where they didn't use suede, which is the second point that I appreciate very much about these guys. And that's most notable in the tongue and up there around the top line, where you can see that they've used leather. And again, they have used leather, but they stuck with the right colorway and the right color coding to match the rest of the upper, which I think is a really fine looking sneaker. I think it's just what you would want in a sneaker. To have the even though it's got the different materials in there on the suede and the leather, they've managed to keep the colouring the same, which I think really helps the sneaker to pop. And even on the branding on the tongue, if you look at the tongue there, it's got that sort of light brown colouring going on in there, which again I think is a really cool feature of the sneaker. And then the third sort of feature of the sneaker that I appreciate, and I know nothing about, is the midsole. Apparently it's an end cap midsole, and that means something for comfort, but having not worn a pair of New Balance before, nor ever reviewed a pair of New Balance for the channel, I don't know what end cap means. And if you at home do know what end cap means, and that does mean something to you for comfort or style or something along those lines, please do let me know in the comments down below. But apparently end cap midsole is a good thing for comfort, which adds to that sort of the premium materials on the upper with what apparently is a premium midsole down below. And then below that you've got that sort of gum sole, outsole, which again just adds to the colorway. And I think it's a good choice. I'm not a huge fan of gum sole outsoles. I often hammer them a bit on my channel. Things like the Yeezy 350, the Yeezy 350 V2 semi-frozen yellow having a gum sole on it, I think was a ridiculous choice. But in the case of these guys, it definitely matches that sort of tan upper and goes really well with the rest of the shoe. So there are my three sort of main points for this sneaker. That all suede upper, those leather patches and detailing on the tongue and around that sort of top line area, and then down into that end cap midsole. All in all, should make this a pretty fine looking sneaker. That tie up with Red Wings might be able to push this into sort of more people's consciousness than New Balance has been, except here in Japan, where everybody seems to be all over this brand of sneakers. I don't know how they managed to get such popularity, but they sure do well here in Japan. I don't know what it's like in the rest of Asia, actually. I don't know if it's a Japan thing, an Asian thing, or a worldwide thing that people are really into their New Balance. But for sure, in Tokyo, plenty of people are. Okay, it's time for me to sign off. Like I said, I'll be back again tomorrow with that ASICS, what's it called now? The academic academic performance pack or something like that, which I'm looking forward to reviewing, because again it's something that I've never looked at before, so it gives me that opportunity for my own personal growth as much as helping you guys out there to learn more about sneakers and stuff like that. But for now, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content, and as I do this every single day, my Nichi, every single day, my means every, Nichi means day, my Nichi, every single day I'm dropping you guys content, so I can confidently say that you will definitely see me tomorrow.